Hello, and welcome to San Lando Soundwaves. I'm Eric Twachtman, and this is week 22, day 108. And today we're reading Book 1 of Samuel, chapter 5, the Ark in Ashdod and Ekron. After the Philistines had captured the Ark of God, they took it from Ebenezer to Ashdod. Then they carried the Ark into Dagon's temple and set it beside Dagon. When the people of Ashdod rose early the next day, there was Dagon fallen on his face to the ground before the ark of the Lord. They took Dagon and put him back in his place. But the following morning, when they rose, there was Dagon fallen on his face on the ground before the ark of the Lord. His head and hands had been broken off, and they were lying on the threshold. Only his body remained. That is why, to this day, neither the priests of Dagon nor any of the others who enter Dagon's temple at Ashdod step on the threshold. The Lord's hand was heavy on the people of Ashdod and its vicinity. He brought devastation on them and afflicted them with tumors. When the people of Ashdod saw what was happening, they said, "The ark of God of Israel must not stay here with us, because his hand is heavy on us and on Dagon, our God." So they called together all the rulers of the Philistines and asked them, "What shall we do with the ark of God of Israel?" They answered, "Have the ark of the God of Israel removed to Gath." So they removed the ark of the God of Israel, but after they had moved it, the Lord's hand was against that city, throwing it into great panic. He afflicted the people of the city, both young and old, with an outbreak of tumors. So they sent the ark of God to Ekron. As the ark of God was entering Ekron, the people of Ekron called out, "Have they brought the ark of God of Israel around to us to kill us and our people?" So they called together all the rulers of the Philistines and said, "Send the ark of God of Israel away. Let it go back to its own place, or it will kill us and our people." For death had filled the city with panic. God's hand was heavy on it. Those who did not die were afflicted with tumors, and the outcry of the city went up to heaven. Now, let us read and reflect on our 7 arrows. What does this passage say? What did the passage mean to its original hearers? What does this passage tell us about God? What does the passage tell us about humanity? What does this passage demand of me personally? How does this passage change the way I relate to people? And finally, what does this passage prompt me to pray to God? Now let's read a brief devotional about the passage from the book, The 7 Arrows. Even with the ark in captivity, God demonstrated his superiority over the so-called gods of the nations. One such false god, Dagon, was represented by a statue. When the ark entered Dagon's house, the false god literally crumbled in the presence of the glory of the one true God. They sent the ark on to another city where, after entering, the people were afflicted with tumors. Everywhere God's presence went, his power followed. And when his power invaded a place, especially the site of false worship, the greatness of God's glory caused every other thing to pale in comparison. God wants all people to learn this lesson. He is always greater than any false god, whatever that god might be, whether it's money, relationships, sports, popularity, power, education, or any other thing that God created. Time and again, God will teach us that he is more important, more powerful, and more glorious than anything we might choose to worship in his place. Well, thank you for being with us, and we hope to see you again tomorrow.